another rant. And today's subject of my rant is one of my all-time favorite, or soon-to-be all-time favorite, comedian, Corey Holcomb. Now, I was a diehard Corey Holcomb fan for years, even when I first seen him on Last Comic Standing back on NBC years ago. It was like maybe 10 years ago. And I seen him and I was like, that guy's going to be a star. You just knew it. He was that good. But let's fast forward to what my issue with Corey Holcomb is. So last week on the 5150 show, the Fez was brought up for discussion. And in typical Corey Holcomb fashion, he disguises his ignorance in comedy. And so he begins to crack jokes and start singing the songs from Aladdin and start to basically denigrate the Fez and just a complete mockery of the meaning behind the Fez, questioning how does one earn a Fez, and it was just to the point where it was just downright disrespectful. And I was probably more disappointed in Zoe not trying to check him properly. Like, Zoe was in his passive aggressive ways at times when it comes to Corey. Didn't want to ruffle his feathers or be like, hey, just flat out check the guy. But Zoe knows the history of the Fez, and I was expecting him to kind of say, hey, okay, that's enough. If it means a lot to a lot of people, all for sake of comedy, but it's not funny anymore. He didn't do that. He tried to explain the history of the Fez, and Corey just kept, throwing more jokes at it and creating more of a mockery of it. And then he had the nerve to post a snapback Fez on Twitter the other day. I'm just like, this nigga, he taking it too far now. Like, and now, it's no secret, I'm a registered member of the Moorish Science Temple out of North Carolina. I'm a Moor. I'm a registered, declared Moor. Do I own a Fez? No, I do not, because I feel I have not earned my Fez yet. So, and truth be told, yeah, Fezes are earned when an elder deems you proficient in your studies and proclivities to bestow upon you a Fez. The history of the Fez, it represents the woman's the womb. The tassel is the placenta, 360 degrees. We know the history of that, and also the history of the Fez has become muddled and kind of mocked because of the Arab slave trade. You had a lot of infidels and profanes wearing the Fez and engaging in a lot of mass murders of African people. And the Fez became to be, a symbol of genocide and hate at one point. But all in all, through the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the Fez has I believe, has earned its place back in its glory. Now, I mean, the importance of the Fez is just as important as the hijab or the yarmulke. It's right there with those headpieces, without question. I mean, it's at this day and age, it's people are just, it's too much to be ignorant and clueless about situations and statuses and symbols and whatnot. And the rant man, he went on for 30 minutes cracking jokes on the Fez. And not only you cracking jokes on the Fez, you cracking jokes on people who, the Fez represents to them. So then you making a mockery of those people, my people, our people. And yet you, in the same breath, you want to sit here and still, claim we brought over here on ships. And here's another thing with people that believe in the slave. Well, I'm not saying the slave trade didn't happen, but look, it didn't happen the way y'all think it happened. Okay, how is it I can go to the Smithsonian? I can go to any museum in the world. I can go look at the Shroud of Turin, right? The Shroud of Turin is supposedly, it has the imprint of Jesus' face on it, right? I could go find dinosaur bones. I can go, what else? I don't know, all types of ancient artifacts. But I have yet to see one slave ship on display in any museum. But yeah, I get all these comments. Well, yeah, there's a slave ship on display down here in Mobile, Alabama. Nigga, that's Mobile, Alabama. Oh, there's a slave ship down here in display on Florida. Why the fuck is it not in the museum? Why is it not on display for everybody to see, to back up the story of the good ship Jesus, the Pinta, the Nina, the Santa Maria, all these hundreds of thousands or these millions of slaves that are brought over here on rickety ass wooden ships across the Atlantic Ocean. The Atlantic Ocean. Does anybody know how torturous and just how rough the ocean is in the Atlantic Ocean? So you're gonna sit here and tell me once again a bunch of uneducated, unenlightened white people that were still indentured servants at the time and were really the majority of the slaves to begin with? You telling me they rounded up a million motherfucking Africans and loaded them, packed them, loaded them onto these rickety ass boats and marched them thousands of miles across the Atlantic Ocean with enough food and provisions to feed everybody, keep everybody alive, and they had maps to boot, right? This is the shit that y'all believe, right? Okay. Whatever, man. Whatever. Like I said, until Corey Holcomb apologizes for that shit he said about the Fez, I am no longer a fan. Like I said, it's easy for comedians to disguise their ignorance for the sake of comedy and make jokes of it and make an excuse to not seem intelligent or even look the stuff up and research it. But I hope the brother's getting his ass about that shit, man, because you making fun of the Fez, but yeah, I don't see cops shooting down niggas wearing Fezes. You don't see that. You see cops shoot niggas in fitted caps all day long, right? I can't recall nobody running up in no more science temple shooting it up, but I can recall churches getting shot up, black churches, right? So yeah, man, I'm getting off the subject. Man, fuck Corey Holcomb, man, until he apologizes. Shit was not cool what he said. Not cool at all. Alright.